Hello everyone. In this video, I'll be discussing about flip-flops. Flip-flops are example for sequential circuit, and already you know that difference between combinational circuit and sequential circuit. In combinational circuit, the output depends on present input at that instant of time. But if you consider sequential circuit, a sequential circuit is a combinational circuit with memory or storage element in feedback. That is, sequential circuit output depends on inputs as well as previous state of storage element. As you can see in this block diagram, it consists of combinational circuit, and in the feedback path there is a memory element. So here output depends on present input as well as previous state of this storage element, because the output of this memory element connected back to the combinational circuit. And in sequential circuit there are two types. First one is synchronous and another is asynchronous. In synchronous sequential circuit, behavior of the system depends on inputs only at discrete instant of time, and here storage elements used are clocked flip-flops. And in case of asynchronous sequential circuit, behavior of the system depends on inputs at any time. In synchronous, only at a discrete instant of time, but in asynchronous, at any time. And here storage element used are time delay elements and latches. In the next coming slides, we'll see what is latch. So now we'll consider flip-flop. Flip-flop is a basic memory element in a digital computer or in digital circuit, and it is used to store one bit of information with a 0 or a 1. And the flip-flop characteristics are: it is a bistable device because it has only two states, 0 and 1. And flip-flop has two outputs. One output is complement of other. And here these are the types of flip-flops. First one is RS flip-flop. So here R means reset, S means set. Reset and set flip-flop. Next one is D flip-flop. So delay or data flip-flop. And next one JK flip-flop. So here J and K means it's the name of the inventor who invented this flip-flop. So his name is Jock Tilby. And next one T flip-flop, that is toggle flip-flop. And last one master slave JK flip-flop. So these are the different types of flip-flops. So before discussing these flip-flops, let's see what is latch. Latch holds one bit of information, and it has two outputs and they are complementary. Here you can see SR latch using NOR gate. So here this is R input and this is S input, and two outputs, they are Q and Q bar, complementary outputs. So here SR latch designed using NOR gate. Even we can design using NAND gate. So if you are using NAND gate, means this input becomes S and this input becomes R. If you don't interchange the inputs, we will not get the desired output. So now let's consider the truth table of this SR latch, or you can say the full state table of SR latch. So here S and R are the inputs, and here Qn represents the initial states of the SR latch output. So that is Qn, and Qn plus 1 is next state of the latch. So that means whenever you apply the S and R inputs, for example, if S and R both are 0, 0, so if the previous state of the latch is 0, so what will be the next state? And for the same input 0, 0, if the previous state is 1, what will be the next state? So let's consider this circuit and we'll analyze the circuit now. So first we'll write the output equations of Q and Q bar for this circuit. So here Q is the output of this OR gate, NOR gate. So the input for this NOR gate R and Q bar. So already we know that the output expression of NOR gate. So NOR gate expression is y equal to a plus b whole bar. It is complement of the OR gate. So here now Q equal to R plus Q bar whole bar we can write. So here you can see Q equal to R plus Q bar whole bar, and for Q bar S plus Q whole bar. So that is, you can see here S plus Q whole bar. So now we'll consider the different input combinations, and we'll consider the initial conditions, and we'll see what will be the next state of the latch. So first one is S equal to 0, R equal to 0. These are the input combinations, and I am considering the initial conditions. So initial conditions means, so here what is the Q and Q bar value? So I am considering Q equal to 1, and of course Q bar becomes 0 because it's complement of Q. Let's see what will be the next state value. So Q expression is R plus Q bar whole bar. So here R value is 0 and Q bar value is 0. So 0 plus 0, 0 whole bar. So that becomes 1. So now Q becomes 1. And complement output would be Q bar equal to S plus Q whole bar. So S value is 0 and Q value is 1. So 0 plus 1, 1, and 1 whole bar 0. So that means the next state values are 1 and 0. And for the same input S equal to 0, R equal to 0, so I am considering initial condition. Initial conditions can be anything, right? So here I consider Q and Q bar 0. So now I consider Q 0 and Q bar 1. Let's see for this initial condition what will be the next state for the given input. So Q equal to R plus Q whole bar. So anyhow R value is 0. Now Q bar value is 1. So 0 plus 1, 1, 1 whole bar 0. So Q becomes now 0. And next Q bar equal to S plus Q whole bar. So S value is 0. Q value is 0. So 0 plus 0 whole bar is 1. So now Q bar becomes 1. So now just observe the, in both the cases Q and Q bar values are same, that is if you consider Q value 1, the next state value is 1, and if you consider Q0, the next state value is 0. So that means when you apply the S equal to 0, R equal to 0, there is no change in the output. So that's what in the truth table S0, R0, if you consider the previous Q value 0, so the next Q value is 0 only. And if you consider the previous Q value 1, so the next Q value is 1 only. So that means there is no change in the output. So that's what here we are writing S R Qn plus 1. So that if both S and R both are 0 0, so the next state Qn plus 1 equal to Q1 only, because so whatever the Qn value, the same value will get at the Qn plus 1. So that means there is no change in the output. So next we'll consider next combination of inputs. So that is S equal to 1, R equal to 0 now. That means set input is 1, reset input is 0. And we'll consider the initial condition Q equal to 1, Q bar equal to 0. So put these values in this expression to get the next state value Q equal to R plus Q bar whole bar. So R value is 0, Q bar value is 0, so 0 plus 0 whole bar, that becomes 1. And complement output S plus Q whole bar, S value is 1, Q value is 1, so 1 plus 1, 1 whole bar is 0. And for the same input, consider Q0 and Q bar 1. So we will get next state value Q equal to 1 and Q bar equal to 0. So now observe these values. In both the cases, Q value is 1, Q bar value is 0. So that means when S is high and R is low, the output Q is high. That means you can say the latch is in set mode. See here, when S is 1, R is 0, the output Q is high. So that means it is in the set mode. Actually, this is the full version of the table. So this is the short of this truth table. So this is the for the second inputs, and we'll consider the third case. It is when S is 0, R is 1, and we'll consider the initial condition Q1 and Q bar 0. So Q equal to R plus Q bar whole bar. So R value is now 1 and Q bar value is 0, 1 plus 0, 1, and complement of that becomes 0. And complement output would be Q bar equal to 1 because S is 0 now. Q is 0, 0 plus 0 whole bar is 1. So same thing for initial condition Q equal to 0 and Q bar equal to 1. You will get Q equal to 0 and Q bar equal to 1. So now just observe these values. When S is low, R is high, the output Q is low. See here, Q is low here, and in this also Q is low. So that means the latch is in the reset mode. That you can see in the truth table here. So when S is 0, R is 1, the output Q is 0 only. So that means the latch is in reset mode. So the last combination of the input, when both when s equal to 1, r equal to 1, and both s and r 1, consider the initial condition q1 and q bar 0. So now q equal to r plus q bar whole bar, r value is 1 and q bar value is 0. So 1 plus 0 1, and complement of that 1 is 0. And next complement output would be q bar equal to s plus q whole bar. S value is 1, q value is 0, 1 plus 0 1, complement of that 0. So here q value is 0, q bar value is 0. And we'll consider the next initial conditions. Q equal to 0 here, q bar equal to 1. So here we'll get q equal to 0 and q bar equal to 0. So now just observe q and q bar values, both are equal, but already we know that q and q bar are complement outputs. So if q 0 means q bar should be 1 because it is complement of q, and if q is 1, q bar should be 0. But in this case both are 0 0 only. So you can say that when both s and r inputs are high, the outputs are invalid because these are the undefined state. Because when q0, q bar should be 1, or if q1, q bar should be 0. But in this case both are 0 0, so these are the invalid output states, so that you can say these are the undefined state. So that's what in the truth table, when both s and r are 1, the outputs are invalid. That means for 1 1 input the outputs are invalid, so we should not give the input 1 1 for this latch. So this is about the SR latch using NOR gate.